Hi, I'm Bruce Honeywell and I'm the course coordinator for radio journalism. So welcome to week 1 of this course. I guess during the next 12 weeks we'll set out to understand a little about radio and how it works, and in particular how it works in the first decade of the 21st century. We'll do that through tutorials and quite a stringent set of assignments that will develop skills in all areas, from news through to program and package production. It's important to do the exercises on top of the assignments. They are different, and they'll go through a process of deconstruction of various types of radio news stories, current affair stories and packages, so that almost like a dissection, so that you can understand how they work and in turn how to make them. So you'll be learning by doing it. Whether you have access to a radio studio or you're set up at home with a recorder, microphone and computer, you can make radio. And that's the exciting thing about today. This whole genre, this whole set of skills have become so accessible. As I said before, the tutorials will take you through the various processes, and most of those are up on the course website now, so you can work in those at your own speed. The weekly talks that I have with you, like this, whether it is in video form or in audio form, they unfold week by week. So you're working at several different levels on this. So you'll have the exercises where you deconstruct and so forth. You have the tutorials where you learn skills because it is a flexibly delivered course, and of course you have your assignments that keep you on, give you a deadline to keep you on the mark. So first of all, explore the course website. It's important. There's a lot of information there. Troll around it and get to know it, and that's our main communication medium. And use the student forum to discuss issues. If you have a problem with anything, have a problem with the way that the course is being delivered, or any technical issues or issues on radio, use that, and that's an important part of the learning process, to discuss it amongst yourselves and try to solve the problems for students. And then if a problem can't be solved, email me, and all the details are on the website, and I'll answer that query in the Q&A folder of the website for all to have a look at. So radio. They said that TV killed the radio, but it didn't. Radio changed, but with the coming of TV in Australia, the 50s and the 60s, it changed. It found niches. From the original very general broadcast medium, where so many services and it were delivered on radio, where people relied on news of war and peace and recession and whatever else was affecting the nation at the time. It was the radio that the family listened to at night, and also entertainment. That, of course, shifted into television. So radio moved into more specialised programming, doing things that TV can't do, exploring niches. Things like live talkback radio at a regional level. That's something that the television has never been able to afford to do. Specialised music channels, high levels of information delivery like on Radio National, targeted age groups like with Triple J. Even today, with new technologies, we can listen to police radio from San Francisco live in our home using the internet. And of course, part of that revolution is the podcast, so that we can download Radio National programs on all sorts of subjects, or from wherever, and listen to them in our own time, so we're not tied to the particular time of radio in the past. Some might say that radio is television for the thinking person. Just having a look at radio news, it started out in the early days of radio. They weren't sure what to do with it, but they knew that there was a medium that they could get the news across very quickly, so the announcer read the morning paper each day. Over time, journalists were employed, and news bulletins, more or less as we know them today, were developed. Improvements in telecommunications all of a sudden had reports coming from the front line in Vietnam on the same day that a certain event occurred, and that brought a whole new meaning of immediacy, and that is the excitement of radio today, the immediacy of it. So radio slowly overtook the newspapers in getting the news up first. The one thing that radio brings is immediacy, as I said before, and that is something that a newspaper can't do. They can't. It can't take the person to an accident site or the site of some event. quite the same as radio can. And of course, newspapers and television generally rely on one more comprehensive story a day, where radio, the story unfolds using the latest news as it comes in. So quite often, if it's a weather threat or some crisis, we'd be inclined to listen to the radio as it unfolds. From the journalist's point of view, radio gives an incredible freedom, particularly if you come out of, like I did, come out of television to radio, which could be seen as the wrong way around. But television, you get used to quite a cumbersome thing. You've got at least a camera operator with you as a journalist. You're carting gear around, heavy gear. All of a sudden, as a radio journalist, you walk into an office with nothing more than a recorder in one hand and a microphone in the other. And with a mobile phone, within 20 minutes, you can have a story on the air. And that's pretty exciting stuff. The skills to make radio will be covered in this course, and you'll be using the latest of podcasting technology to send your stories and your assignments to me. So we'll actually, in a small way, we'll be narrowcasting. We'll be spreading your work, at least as far as other students and to myself. So we'll actually be doing it, and that's pretty exciting. Most of that, as I said before, is covered in tutorials. Any issues beyond that I don't cover on the week-to-week talks we have, discuss it in forums, and then as a last resort, send me an email and I'll answer it. So again, welcome to this course, and thank you for coming along over the next 12-week journey through the excitement of radio.